Hey guys, my name is Derek and you're watching Always Around. Alright guys, we know it's been a while, but it's time to give you an update. As you know, we're still hanging with our kids, helping out with our grandchild. Today, we're going to be talking about maintenance on your tow vehicle. I've done other maintenance videos in the past, but this is like the first time I've ever come across something where I've had to actually take it into a shop. My feelings about going into shops, independent shops, or going into a dealership, and I'll explain that further in the video. And at the end of the video, stay tuned because we're going to give you a little update on our little granddaughter who has made it into our world. So, thank you so much for following us along, and we hope you like the video. So yeah, we're talking about maintenance. If you do or do not know, I have a 2018 Ford F-250 6.2 liter gas engine pickup truck. A lot of people come up to me and they always say, hey, how do you like your truck? And I'm like, oh man, I love our truck. I love it. It's great. I've had no problems. I've got like 90,000 miles on it now, and I've had zero problems until like the other day when I went outside, and I'll show you that. So that's what I saw initially, and I thought it was just a leaky cover on the rear differential until I looked up here and I saw in front of the differential this. That circular thing here is called your pinion. So what I found out is it's leaking from the pinion and it's going down the rear end, the rear axle there. Makes it look like the differential's leaking when it's not. I wanted to get across the point of importance of maintenance, especially when you're towing, you know. It's because you don't want to break down when you're driving down the road. God forbid you go off some private road and some boondocking spot and you go mile, 2-3 miles off the road. By the way, if you don't know it, some of these towing companies, AAA or different ones, some of them will only go off the road like 250 feet, some of them less. If you break down out there 2 miles, 3 miles down the road, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to get it towed to the right spot. So and maintenance is really important, and we all probably fail unless you're one of these people that, like, you know, reads the book and does exactly when they say you're supposed to do it. Which I do my oil changes really regularly. I take care of that, and I always put in synthetic oil. One thing I added on to the maintenance that I wanted to get done is the main belt. So that's another thing. You don't want the belt to break down on the highway, and you're driving in Arizona, it's 120 degrees outside, and you break down on some highway and your belt's broke. Can you imagine the pain that would be to be out in the middle of nowhere and your belts break? I wouldn't even want to deal with that. It's like having a flat tire out in the middle of nowhere. That would be easier than a belt for sure, but those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. Make sure you're doing your maintenance, or at least having a mechanic look at your stuff to tell you, hey, yeah, you need to get this done or not. So we're on our way to drop off the truck at the mechanics. Tammy's behind me. So I've not had a lot of luck with dealerships, be it Airstream or Ford. I just feel like I have better luck, if you will, with like independent contractors. Okay, so I think it's time for a little explanation video. So prior to picking any one of these shops that I was going to go to, I had a list of questions for each one of them, and I wrote down all their names of who I spoke to and the prices that they had given me. I actually made an appointment with the shop, but the problem was it was 3 weeks out, which was too far for me. So I ended up calling Ford. Now Ford, the price that they gave me was to the middle high end of what everybody else was charging, but they were able to do it within a week. So I had to wait a week. So I ended up going to the Ford dealership. When I got there, the service guy comes out and he takes a look at it and he goes, oh man, the price that they gave you was way too low. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? And he says, yeah, let me look at the book here. And he goes to his little book. He said, yeah, it's too low. And I said, well, that's the price that they gave me. And somebody made a mistake. So what are you going to do? So he leaves. He comes back a few minutes later and he goes, yeah, well, the price they gave you, he was the guy that actually gave me the price. Little did he know. He goes, that's the price for labor only. And the parts are going to be, you know, double of what the labor price was. And it would have brought the price way over $500, under $600, but over $500. And I know that the parts that they were going to use was only 3 to 4 bottles of differential fluid, which would have been about $80 retail. And I was not happy with that. and I let them know that they were doing a bait and switch on me. And I asked them to get my truck back, and I left. This is exactly what I'm talking about dealerships. You know, they do this bait and switch on you, and they treat you like you're cattle or just a number. They don't really seem to care what your issues are. I'm very glad that I ended up going to the independent shop. They ended up doing way more for way less, and I am totally happy with that. So when you're doing this, make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're getting people that are rated really high throughout your community. Maybe I just expect too much out of dealerships. Like the standard is higher. You know, you figure you're going to the dealership, they're the ones that should know exactly what to do on certain things, and maybe that's me. Do you expect more out of your dealership because they're actually the ones that sold you a product? You'd think you would. I'll tell you what, my daughter's letting me use their Tesla on the way to drop off our truck. And with California's current gas prices, which in California, if you don't know, which you probably do, we pay $1.50 to $2 more than the rest of the country, or most of the country, for gas. So right now we're hitting like $5.50, almost $6. I just passed the place and it was $6, almost $6 for gas. So yeah, it's nice when you have an electric car and you don't have to pay those California prices right now for gas. Hopefully the gas prices won't keep going up. Who knows? They probably will for a while. It's nice to be able to drive in this little electric car. They're so fast. They're so quiet. I still love my truck though. I wouldn't trade my truck. And in fact, if I could, I'd buy a bigger truck. I'd buy me a big old dually F450. The bigger, the better. I love trucks. That's just a side note. So we dropped off the truck, and of course we couldn't help but have a little date.
Target date.
Target. All the things you learned as a kid. Now they make signs for it. Alright, so the good news is we went to go pick up our truck. It's all fixed. Not that it was really broken too bad, but this is what I was talking about, the difference between a dealership and an independent shop, if you will. You know, and they were honest, and I think that's one of the hardest things to do is find honest mechanics. I don't know, maybe that's not an issue for some people. For me, it's an issue. I always have this problem finding a good, honest mechanic. One of the things I want to say about, you know, honest mechanics is, got towards the end of the day and I was calling them up and I said, hey, my truck done? And they're like, yeah, we were just going to call you because we were able to do the work without doing some of this other work that you don't necessarily need done. Do you? And it was like, you know, it took off over $100 just to do this other work. And I was like, oh, it didn't need that done? They're like, no, we were able to go around that and take care of it. I was like, oh, well, yeah, I wanted to get it done. I want just go ahead and service it anyways. And still, even with all that, it was still cheaper. So again, you know, some mechanics will probably like, oh yeah, because the whole thing is I didn't need the differential cover to be replaced because it wasn't leaking. So because it wasn't leaking and it was the pinion seal that was leaking, but again, it's one of those things, since it wasn't leaking, a lot of mechanics, I feel that they would just go, yeah, we replaced it, it's all good. No, they didn't have to do that, so it's good stuff. So, if you're ever in the Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln area of California, which is by the greater Sacramento area, the name of this business is Nuts. It's KNUTZ Auto and Truck Repair. Good people. I did have a little conversation with the owner, and he was talking about their short staff for whatever reason, and it's hard to find certified mechanics nowadays. Lots of people want to go to work, but they don't have their garage mechanics. You know, they work in their garage, and now they think they want to work in a shop. Well, he can't do that. He has to have certified mechanics just to make sure all the work's done correctly. And anyway, good stuff. I'm so glad I got it done. And what are your thoughts? You have any bad experiences with dealerships, being at an Airstream dealership? I know RV dealerships have really bad reputations because people usually buy them and there's a zillion things wrong with them that they have to fix. If you have any experiences like that, put them down in the comments, because we do read the comments and people reply to each other, and it's good stuff. So, all right, we'll see you on the next thing. Okay, so it's 9/19, March 2nd, 2022. And my daughter just left to the hospital with her husband, and looks like she's getting ready to have a baby. So we are very excited. Got us out of bed, and so they're on their way to the hospital. Hopefully we'll have a March 2nd baby here. I think it's going to come before midnight because her contractions are really close, and we are so looking forward to that. So we'll give you the heads up when we know. So it's 10:50 and we just got the call. She had a baby. Of course, we can't go see her because she's in the hospital, so hopefully tomorrow we'll get to go see her. But she's born on March 2nd.
The girl literally went into labor at like 6 o'clock, and she was born at 10:50. So, good on you, Haley.
Grandparents again. Thanks for sticking around.
Well, she's here, folks. There she is. Sweet little baby Harper. She's about a week and a half. Yep. Look at her little profile. She's so cute. There's her little self. There she goes. She fits on the screen. So anyway, everyone's doing well. Siblings, mommy, daddy, grandpa, papa, we're all doing great. Thankful for this little bundle here.
Just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
Yep.
Hey, wait. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. But hey, don't go away real quick. Just wanted to give you another thank you for sticking with us as we're hanging with our grandkids and our kids, giving them a hand. So we're going to be out on the road soon. Exactly, we're not positive yet how long it's going to be. But hey, with these gas prices in California the way they are right now, and gas prices in general, and this unsteadiness of what's going on in the world, it might be a good thing to be where we're at right now. So we're going to keep doing stuff. We're going to keep bringing you along with us. We just want to say thank you. So until the next video, take care of yourself. Be safe. Be extra safe nowadays. Be a good human, and peace.